Hello everyone, myself Prashant Sadaphule, Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Engineering of AISSMS Institute of Information Technology, Pune. In today's session, we will learn structure of assembly language program and execution commands required for assembly language program. The contents for today's session are structure of assembly language program, that is .asm program, then assembly language statements, then commands required to execute .asm program, and one of the sample .asm program, that is helloworld program. Now let's see the structure of assembly language program. The structure of assembly language program, that is syntax, basically divided into three sections. Now first, that is section space dot data, then section space dot bss, and section space dot text. Now let's see one by one. The data section is used for declaring initialized data or constant. This data does not change at runtime. You can declare various constant values, file names, or buffer size, etc. in this section. The next section, BSS section. The BSS section is used for declaring variables. BSS stands for block started by symbol. The next text section, the text section is used for keeping the actual code. This section must begin with the declaration global space underscore start, which tells the kernel where the program execution begins. Now see in syntax, after section space dot text, there are two compulsory lines, that is global space underscore start and underscore start colon. Now from these two lines, kernel can understand from these two lines program execution will start. Then here at this place we have to write actual code of program, and at last again we have move rax 60, move rdi 00, and syscall. So this is the system exit system call, and it is used for process termination. In assembly language programming, for comment we have to use semicolon. Next, we'll see the assembly language statements. Assembly language program consists of three types of statements. First, executable instructions or instructions. Second, assembler directives or pseudo opcodes. And third, macros. Now let's see first executable instructions. The executable instructions or simply instructions tells the processor what to do. Each instruction consists of an operation code called as a opcode. Each executable instruction generates one machine language instruction. The assembler directives or pseudo opcodes tells the assembler about the various aspects of the assembly process. These are non-executables and do not generate machine language instructions. Macros are basically a text substitution mechanism. So these three types of statements that are available in assembly language programming. Now next we'll see the syntax of assembly language statement. So here syntax is given and it has four elements, that is label, mnemonics, operands, and comment part. Now see the commands that are required to execute assembly language program. Here we require three commands. Now first, nasm -f elf64 program name .asm. So here NASM means netwide assembler, -F means create file format, which is ELF 64 bit. Now ELF stands for executable linkable file format 64 bit, and then we are passing the name of assembly language program, which is we have written. The next command LD. Now LD stands for link directory. -O means create output file with name, whichever name we have given here, and link directory, that is object file. So we have to give the name of that object file here. So command is ld-o, then program name space program name dot o, and at last third command is / program name, means we have to give here name of executable file which is generated. So these are the three commands that are required to execute .asm program. Now see sample .asm program. So here I have given hello world program. Now see, program is section space dot data. In a data section I have declared one message, that is hello world message, and that I have displayed on a terminal. So msg1 db hello world, 0h, 0dh. Now here msg1, it is the label. Now db is defined byte. Then hello world is the string that we want to display on a terminal. Then 0h and 0dh, this is for new line and carry age return. So new line means it is same as like /n in C programming, and 0dh, it is for carry age return. Then next we have to calculate the length of that string, and that length we have to equate to one of the variable, that is len1. So we have to write len1 colon equ $-message1. The next section space dot bss, the next section, that is section space dot text, and two compulsory line, that is global space _start colon. Now here we have to write actual code to display the hello world string on terminal. So to display that hello world string on terminal, we have to use system write system call. So value for system write system call is 1, that we have to call on arrayx register. Then we have to use the standard output device value, that is again 1, and that we have to call on RDI register. Then on RSI register we have to pass the buffer offset from which we want to print the message on terminal, and on RDX register we have to pass the length of message that we have calculated, and then we have to call the syscall. Now this is the interrupt which tells the kernel which operation need to perform. So compulsorily you have to write this syscall after using the function, any function. Then at last we have to call process termination function, that is system exit, and value for that it is 3ch in hexadecimal and 60 in decimal. So that we have to call on RAX, and error code value we have to call on RDI, and then again we have to write syscall. So this is the sample.asm program for printing hello world string on terminal. Hope you guys you have clear about the structure of assembly language programming, then syntax of assembly language statements, and sample assembly language program for printing hello world on terminal. Thank you.